Life is full of surprises. Some of them are beautiful. A warm sunrise, a phone call from an old friend, the laughter of grandchildren. But some surprises come without warning and test the very foundation of our being. A sudden pain in the chest, a tightening that won't go away, the silence of a house when you're alone and your heart starts to struggle. For seniors, the possibility of a heart attack isn't just a health concern. It's a deep emotional fear. It's the haunting thought of being alone in a moment when you most need help. It's the dread of what happens if no one's there to call an ambulance. And it's the quiet question we carry but don't often speak. What do I do if it happens to me? That's not a question of panic. It's a question of survival. It's a question of knowledge. It's a question of power. And the truth is, having the right tools in your mind could be the one thing that saves your life. Not luck, not chance, but preparation. Because when your heart struggles, seconds matter. And when no one's around to notice your pain, it's only your own actions that can make the difference between life and death. This is why every senior should know these 7 powerful tips. Not because they're complicated, not because they're medical miracles, but because they are practical, they are doable, and above all, they give you a fighting chance when your body starts to fail you. They're not just tips, they're lifelines. First, listen to your body, not casually, not when it's convenient, but attentively. The body whispers before it screams. A heart attack doesn't always look like the movies. It's not always a sharp pain that drops you to the floor. It can be a tightness in the chest, a heaviness in your arms, a sudden shortness of breath, nausea, sweating, dizziness, fatigue. These are the signs that something isn't right. Don't brush them off. Don't tell yourself it's just indigestion or aging or the weather. If your gut says something's wrong, listen. Trust that instinct. It's not weakness, it's wisdom. Second, act immediately. Don't wait and see. Don't wait for the symptoms to pass. Time is not your friend during a heart attack. Every passing second means more damage to the heart muscle. If you feel the warning signs, call emergency services right away. Even if you're unsure, even if you're scared of being wrong. It is better to be safe and alive than silent and sorry. The worst that can happen is you get checked out and go home. The best that can happen is you save your own life. Third, if you're alone and can't reach help, chew an aspirin. Not swallow it, chew it. Because chewing allows the medicine to enter your bloodstream faster. Aspirin helps by thinning the blood and breaking down clots that might be blocking blood flow to the heart. One standard aspirin can make the difference between a full blockage and a chance to survive. Keep one nearby at all times, in your purse, by your bed, in the kitchen drawer. It's a tiny pill that carries heavy protection. Fourth, stay calm. That might sound unrealistic, but it's more important than you think. Panic makes everything worse. It speeds up your heart. It increases the strain. It clouds your judgment. Remind yourself that you have power. You know what to do. Focus on breathing. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Slow, controlled. Even if your body is in distress, your mind can anchor you. And in a moment where your heart is faltering, that calm can give you strength. Fifth, don't lie down. Sit upright. Prop yourself in a seated position with your back supported. This helps reduce the pressure on your heart. Lying down can make it harder for your body to pump blood efficiently. Sitting allows gravity to assist blood flow and keeps you more alert. You want your airways open, your chest free, your body aligned in a way that helps rather than hinders. And as strange as it may sound, Posture matters when your heart is struggling to keep up. 6th, try to unlock the door. If you do manage to call for help or press a medical alert button, unlock your front door if possible. Emergency responders need quick access. If your door is locked and you're unconscious, precious minutes can be lost. It's a small step, but it can save time. And in heart attacks, saved time is saved life. If you live alone, consider leaving a spare key with a trusted neighbor or using a lockbox. It's not just convenience, it's a safety net. 7th, make your peace with preparedness. That might sound philosophical, but it's real. Don't live in fear, live in readiness. Keep emergency numbers saved and visible. Practice what you do in an emergency. Let people know your medical history. Wear a medical ID if needed. Have aspirin in your bag. Set up a medical alert system if you're at high risk. This isn't about expecting the worst. It's about being ready for it. Readiness doesn't mean you're fragile. It means you're wise. It means you respect your life enough to protect it. Some people might read these tips and think they're simple, but that's the point. Life-saving steps don't need to be complex. They need to be clear. They need to be practiced. And they need to be remembered when the world is spinning and your chest feels like it's on fire. In that terrifying moment, you don't want to be searching the internet or flipping through pamphlets. You want instinct to take over. You want your body and mind to move like a team. And that only comes when you've made the decision, long before the pain starts, to take your survival seriously. A heart attack doesn't care about your plans. It doesn't care about your dinner on the stove or the movie you were watching. It doesn't care about the rain outside or the book on your nightstand. It comes when it comes. And while we can't always control when it strikes, we can control how we respond. That's the quiet power in preparation. That's the strength in awareness. That's the difference between helplessness and action. For seniors, this truth carries extra weight because the risk is higher, because the body recovers slower, because the loneliness of aging makes moments of emergency even more dangerous. But this isn't about being afraid. It's about being honest. It's about facing reality with courage. And it's about realizing that the most powerful thing you can do is take responsibility for your own safety. Not in fear, but in faith. Faith that your life still matters. Faith that your wisdom has value. Faith that you are worth protecting. You don't need to be a doctor to save your life. You don't need fancy equipment. You don't need to be surrounded by a crowd. All you need is awareness, intention, and the will to act. These 7 tips may feel small, but in the right moment, they're everything. They're clarity when your world is collapsing. They're action when your body is confused. They're your guide through the storm. So remember them, practice them, share them, not just for yourself, but for others too, because you never know who might need them. A friend, a neighbor, a stranger at the grocery store. Life has a way of putting us in the right place at the right time. And if that time comes, you'll be ready. Pain may come, fear may rise, but knowledge gives you something stronger. It gives you direction, it gives you options, and sometimes it gives you life. So when your heart cries out, don't freeze, don't hope it will pass. Move, breathe, act, and remember, you are not powerless, you are not helpless, you have what it takes. Because you've prepared, because you've learned, because you've made the choice to be ready. And when the pain ends and the light returns and you're sitting in a hospital room with a second chance, you'll know something deep in your soul. You didn't panic, you didn't fold, you did what needed to be done. And that might be the most powerful feeling in the world, not just surviving, but knowing you helped yourself survive. So take these 7 steps seriously. They are more than just advice. They are a map, a blueprint, a promise, and they are your reminder that even in your most vulnerable moment, you still have power, you still have choice, and you still have a say in how your story ends. There's a strange thing about life. We often notice the big things but ignore the small ones. A major event grabs our attention. A loud noise makes us stop. But subtle signs, the quiet signals, the body's whispers, those often go unnoticed. And when it comes to the heart, that mistake can cost us everything. Many people think a heart attack always looks like a dramatic collapse, a clutching of the chest, a fall to the ground, a desperate cry for help. But the truth is far more complex and far more dangerous. Because most heart attack warning signs don't scream, they whisper, and those whispers are often ignored, brushed off, excused and forgotten until it's too late. This is the silent trap that too many people fall into. They wait for pain to scream before they take it seriously. But the heart doesn't always speak in shouts. Sometimes it hints, sometimes it murmurs, and sometimes it only gives you one quiet chance to listen. Miss it, and the next sound might be silence. Think about the times you felt a little pressure in your chest. Not pain, just pressure. You chalked it up to stress. Maybe it was a heavy meal. Maybe it was a bad night's sleep. Then there's that strange fatigue. You didn't even do much. But your body felt tired in a way you couldn't explain. You told yourself it was just age, just a long day, just your schedule catching up with you. But what if it wasn't? What if it was your heart trying to tell you something? Now think about that sudden sweat. You weren't doing anything physical, but your skin felt clammy. Your shirt stuck to your back. You were cold and wet, and it didn't make sense. Or that tight feeling in your jaw, the ache in your back, the strange discomfort in your neck. All of it subtle, all of it easy to dismiss, but all of it possible signs that your heart was in trouble. And maybe the scariest part is, these symptoms don't always come together. You might feel only one. A little nausea, a little dizziness, a sense of unease, and you'll tell yourself you're fine because there's no crushing pain, because you can still walk and talk, because you don't want to cause a scene. But this is where many people make the fatal mistake. They underestimate the heart. They delay the call. They wait for the pain to get worse. But sometimes it doesn't get worse. Sometimes it just ends. The emotional part of this is hard to face. We don't want to admit we're vulnerable. We don't want to believe our body could betray us, especially when we've lived with it for so many years. But this is where wisdom must rise. This is where listening becomes survival. Because the heart often sends signals before it breaks. And those signals are a gift, not a burden, a warning, not a punishment. So why do people ignore them? Sometimes it's fear. Fear of being wrong. Fear of being told it's nothing. Fear of being judged as overreacting. Sometimes it's pride. A belief that they can tough it out. That they don't want to bother anyone. That they'll rest and feel better tomorrow. But the heart doesn't wait for your schedule. It doesn't care if you have errands to run, or if you're embarrassed about going to the emergency room. It only cares about one thing: blood flow. And when that flow is blocked, minutes matter. Every second your heart doesn't get oxygen, it starts to die. That's not meant to scare you. It's meant to wake you up. Because the truth is, heart attacks can be survived, but only if you act. And acting starts with awareness. You must know the signs. Not just the dramatic ones, but the quiet ones, the ones that come in the middle of the night, The ones that show up when you're sitting still. The ones that don't feel like heart pain, but still come from your heart. So let's remember what those signs are. Pressure or tightness in the chest, pain in your arms, neck, jaw, back, or stomach, shortness of breath, cold sweat, nausea, dizziness, sudden fatigue, a sense of anxiety without a reason. These are all signals. Each one matters. And even one of them is enough to make the call. Even one of them is enough to take it seriously. Even one of them is your chance to live. The body is not your enemy. It wants to survive. It wants to keep going. It wants to warn you. But it can only do so much. After that, it's up to you. To notice, to act, to trust that your life is worth saving. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be willing. To be honest with yourself, to take the discomfort seriously, and to understand that ignoring a symptom won't make it go away. It will only make it worse. In the end, the biggest tragedy is not pain, it's silence. The silence of signs we didn't listen to. The silence of warnings we brushed off. The silence of a heart that gave us one last message. And we weren't listening. Don't let that happen. Don't let fear or pride or habit keep you from hearing what matters most. Your life is not a burden. Your health is not a nuisance. Your heart deserves your attention. So the next time your body speaks, stop, listen, ask yourself, is this normal or is this a sign? And if it feels even slightly wrong, make the call. Go to the hospital. Let a professional tell you it's nothing. Don't assume it for yourself. Because if you're wrong, you might not get a second chance. Listen to your heart before it has to scream.